A new game, we're going to be playing some Stanley Parable. Let's see what's up. Sure you've all heard of this before. It's kind of a choose your own adventure. And just kind of, I think you just kind of keep replaying it. I am not going to be doing all the solutions. Just going to do however many seem reasonable. It's quite a loading screen.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
That's me.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
So
This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-ending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley
Very good employee.
was happy.
Mindless drone.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one
whole
single
hour.
order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I think you can really use anything. Whoa.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be
can't
happy
be broken.
forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come.
Of course.
Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer.
Yes.
Here it comes.
So I guess that's a fail. So I have to leave. Blocks.
All of his co-workers were gone.
They
What
are.
did it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Can't jump. Let's try. Is this the meeting room?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nah.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Oh. Perhaps.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Give me a drink. This is a really nice lounge, actually. Like, size-wise. Just needs, like, a table tennis right here.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so
Okay.
utterly but eager to get back to business. Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yeah.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
All right. Okay. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Who's that?
Someone you've forgotten about. Please,
It's a really big
stop
warehouse.
trying to make every decision by yourself.
Okay.
I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Huh. Okay.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself.
Okay.
To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
What does that mean? Go here? Oh, okay.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
All right. And
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
can't move.
All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about
You're down.
They're not real.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Let's see.
Sorry, but you're
Oh.
in my story now.
Okay. Hello.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Uh-oh. Press J.
Stanley is
Yeah.
quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Oh.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing
trying,
exactly
I'm
what he's
trying.
told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
You.
But in his mind, in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures.
I can.
From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that
I'm
he
trapped.
returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Ooh.
And so he began
no.
to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
8. Oh.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful
Can't get
to
close to
behold.
that door. Okay, prepare dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world,
Oh.
he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another
Okay.
was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Cute.
It was such
Okay.
a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
See?
But there is no answer. How could
No!
there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Let's go to sleep.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen
Makes
to
a
me.
random
He
typing
won't
noise when I
stop.
click.
Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay. Guess the story won't continue until I press it. It's a bit of wait, so let's just press it.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at
time changed.
himself? I
Okay.
suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Please die.
And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Is that ending? Looks like it. Could probably do one more sequence.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
Let's do...
When Stanley came to a set of two
follow
open
his
doors,
instructions.
he entered the door on his left.
Do. Here we go.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Talk less, do
Feeling a
unbelievably
wave
amazing
of
work.
disbelief,
All the time, every day,
Stanley
with no
decided to
exception,
go up to
inspection,
his boss's
designation, or
office,
promotion, or
hoping he
recognition.
might find an answer there.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Probably just go forward. Just remember to synergize. Oh.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
What if I go in again? There's gotta be something you can make happen in here. Oh, whatever.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Great. This the boss? Executive bathroom? It's probably fancy. Is nobody here?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley
a
was
very
once
nice
again
office.
stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Couldn't know it.
Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad, knowing full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that this would ever result in a correct combination. If he knew that the combo was 2845, it would be another story entirely. But no, this is what he was going to do instead.
Anything else?
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs.
No.
Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh, behind me? Oh, there it is. So we'll step into that passageway in the next episode. Catch y'all then.